Hey, good morning. It's time for the next child story in the Rogers family, Penelope Delia Rogers. I told you last time about the baby that we lost, and that was difficult. But a few months later, I found out that I was pregnant again, and we were thrilled. We knew then a little more of what the miracle of life really was, what a big deal it was to be able to carry a child. And so we were excited. At 7 weeks, I started bleeding again. And I just thought, well, here we go again. This is happening again. I really thought, I'm not going to be able to carry any more children. I just knew we were going to lose her. But praise the Lord, we went to the doctor and had an ultrasound, and there was a beautiful baby with a heartbeat. The nurse said, everything looks great. Let's do some blood work and see what's going on, because you shouldn't be bleeding. So we did some blood work, and they called me back in the afternoon and said, you don't have enough progesterone right now to continue a pregnancy. So, of course, that's terrible to hear over the phone. But I'm so thankful. They called in some heavy progesterone for me, a high dosage of it. And that day I started taking it. You have to take it internally. I did it twice a day until 14 weeks. So for 7 weeks, twice a day. Laid down. You have to lay down for like a half an hour and let it absorb into your body. It made me sick. It made me, feel more pregnant, all the pregnancy things. But it was so worth it, because at 14 weeks we went back, and sure enough, she had survived. And I was so thankful for that care that we received. So that was the first time in the womb that God saved Penelope. I told you there were 3 times. So we went throughout that pregnancy. My husband was still working for a company where he was traveling a lot. So he was in Texas doing a job there that took most of my pregnancy. So he was gone most of that time. But he flew in at like 29 weeks for the 40 ultrasound. I just wanted to have it for fun, because maybe you can see what the baby's going to look like. Sometimes it gives you a little more of their face, and so we were just going to have it for fun. The nurse, though, said, at 20 weeks, we were not able to get very good measurements of this baby's head, her brain, and her head. So I want to take some more measurements this time. And I said, okay. And she started measuring, and she got really quiet. And I'm one of those that I'm constantly asking questions. Does this look good? Is that good? Is everything, And she just quit answering my questions and got really quiet. So I thought, what's going on? She went and got my doctor. The doctor came back, did the same thing, looked kind of worried and really quietly at these measurements of the brain. And she said, it looks like your baby has hydrocephalus. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's like extra fluid on the brain, and it can be really, really terrible. They gave us an appointment for a week later to go see a specialist in Birmingham, and my husband flew back out of Texas, and I Googled way too much that week. If you have this possibility looming, and just don't get on Google. Don't try to go on and see what might possibly happen to your baby. So I spent the week praying, but also, worrying, praying, worrying and praying. And he flew back into Texas. On a Thursday, we went to our appointment, and immediately the doctor said, oh, this is nothing. This is maybe she has a little more fluid. There's like a range of fluid that you can have. She's on the higher end, but he said she's still a normal baby. This is not a hydrocephalus baby. So we were thrilled. We were so excited that God had saved our baby again, had just kept her healthy and whole once again.